And we're live, guys. Live, but not for very long because I've got a lot of stuff to do. And I'm super excited about it. Because you know what? I got some energy. So, we got one person. We got a whole single person in the house. So, I hope nothing's weird with the stream. Here we go. Hola, Jacqueline. Jacqueline. What's up, Melissa? Hi. All right, it's really weird because I went live and it took seconds for one person to show up. So maybe the push notification thing isn't going very fast. What up? What's up, Shala? Who's thinking about giving up keto, I think because you had hypoglycemia, I think. Yeah. We'll talk about that too, hypoglycemia. No props for being the first. Gabe, you weren't the first. I'm sorry, baby cakes. You were not the first. Probably the 30th. Okay, guys. And fabulous girls. Let's go into some keto snacks. I'm going to keep this real short today. And also talk about maybe the workouts, right? Maybe what time under tension looks like, which I should have talked about, but I don't got time. Stephanie, let me see, you finally gave up intermittent fasting, sleeping so much better. Thank you, Tracy. It really should be about intermittent fasting. I wish I had my phone because to show you the email without the girl's name who's like, okay, I don't understand. I've been doing keto and intermittent fasted. My hair's falling out. I don't understand. I thought I was feeling so fabulous. Like. What? Right? Sio Laser says, hey, Adriana. What's up, Gary? What's up? Okay, guys. So I thought I'd go quick into snacks. I really don't care about snacks, but I think people will be drawn to it. So y'all, all of us can talk about things more interesting than freaking keto snacks, because I don't really care, to be honest, but I'll talk about it and then bring you guys in, and then boom, let's talk about some other things. Jimin, Bunny, intermittent fasting bad, is so bad. Ranisha, girl, especially women, like, why is my hair falling out? I just don't understand. I didn't understand how, like, just not eating food could be so good for you. Sorry, I'm just being silly. Okay. Let's do the dang thing. Now, there are two camps to the keto snacks. So let me break it down because timing is also very, very important for the two camps. What's up? Okay, can you do keto with gallstones? Yes. But I'll take your questions in a sec because I'm going to burn through this keto snack stuff real quick. Okay, there are two camps of people who do keto snacks. Most people who are actually in the right stages of their keto adaptation don't need to snack. So when you're first starting keto, it's kind of good to start to throw in keto snacks. It does overburden the digestive tract because you're eating all the time, but there's a reason for that, right? We have to choose the lesser out of the two evils. Is bloating on keto common normal? No, Mary, there's something wrong with what you're eating, so you got to start deconstructing. But hold on with those questions because I'm not going to eating more fat and oil, feeling better, no keto. Okay, on keto. Now let's go through the two camps. So we've got the hypoglycemic, hyperthyroid Hashimoto's camp. And then we have the people that don't have those autoimmunities, right? Oh, okay, it's Hashimoto's, insulin resistance with early morning dawns phenomenon, and hypoglycemia camp and adrenal insufficiency. That's one keto snack type of person and timing. And then there is the people who don't have those disorders. So let's go through the both and what you can do. Now, for people who've got, especially with the hypoglycemia or insulin resistance or reactive hypoglycemia or postprandial freaking crash, let's talk about what you could do. Now, when you're adapted, you guys don't need to snack. Okay? You don't need to snack. It's not the same as a carb person. Oh, thank you, Adriana Nielsen. Thank you for the 25er. And she says, you're taking your time doing this for all of us. Has no price. Thank you. Thank you so much, Adriana. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that you, donated to the super chat and would use your own hard-earned income. Thank you. I'm trying my best, y'all. Trying. So we have the two camps, so people understand, right? And then I'll throw a little intermittent fasting in there so you guys understand, like, this autoimmunity camp cannot intermittent fast. Not only can they not intermittent fast, but, right, Bill? Not only can this camp not intermittent fast, but they cannot even skip the timing of their fat loading every couple of hours, or you're going to watch your hair fall out. Oh, thank you, Mary, so much. Thank you for the fiver. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this camp over here, okay, when you have, like, let's say thyroid disease, low thyroid function, Hashis, or PCOS, because they're often connected, also with the insulin resistance, and even the type 2 diabetics. I keep finding more that are encompassed in this camp. Those people don't do well on skipping their meals when they are trying to keto adapt, because this camp over here does not have stable blood sugar. And we can also kind of stick in there insomniacs and people with sleep apnea. So they're all in this camp here. And the reason why they're in this camp is because probably gut bacteria issues, stress issues. Who knows if y'all drink alcohol before, which really dysregulates your blood sugar. Obviously, there's the camp of just eating poor quality standard American diets of processed foods, and then you start to develop all this autoimmunity over here. Let's see, sleep apnea and partial insomnia go. So I guess that's me. That is you. So we're in this camp over here, and you're doing keto, but you're just following what's on the internet, which is like, oh, and they say all these different numbers. Do 60% fat, do 70, do 75, do 80, like protein this high, like protein over 100, protein around 100. Very confusing, I understand. And they don't really talk about the timing of your food, because the only people who talk about timing are the people who don't want to eat, which is the intermittent fasters. Yes, the people who've got body dysmorphia who want to get lean. They say they do it because they want to detox and they want to improve their insulin. No. So, most people know. It's all about, dropping body fat. So this camp tries to just follow whatever version of keto, and they're eating like cheese and nuts and olive oil and maybe avocado oil or avocados for their fats. They count their macros on these, like MyFitnessPal, on these chronometer things and trackers, which is like if you're not scanning the barcode yourself or Googling it, you can't trust any of these apps. And they're like, okay, look, Stephanie, I'm eating, and a lot of people are eating in this camp, unfortunately. Thank you, Shala. Thank you. And she writes, you are so appreciated. Can't give up keto. Been on it for a year. Wrong. But now on yours the right way. Yes, Shala. So hopefully this video will help out exponentially. Stephanie could street, right? Mm-hmm. So we've got these two camps, and you're online, and you're very confused, and people start to break down the science, but I don't really think at this juncture that it's relevant to break down the science of the Krebs cycle, or about the blood-brain barrier, or about conversions of fat via the liver from acetyl-CoA, acetoacetate. Let's just go into the eating of this and the two camps. Let's just simplify it, make it very, very simple. If you have prior metabolic issues and you do keto, then those issues will come out full. And that is the reason why you go online, and now people are making videos that keto is not a sustainable diet for the long term, which annoys the crap out of me, because you have to do it long term or study it long term to come up with that understanding. Otherwise, it's just guessing, anecdotal nonsense. So I've done it for a long time, and you guys know I'm more the strict keto person, and the reason why I can do this at 51 and stay healthy and strong, right? And energized at 51 with a terrible knee injury, because I used to be a pro skateboarder on vert ramps, is because I don't mess around with my application of it. I'm very strict, even to myself. Like up the stream, Keishel says, and ignore the sirens. So, low energy. Okay, so if you low energy, not using ketones. So this is the reason why I do these video series, to kind of talk about why you're not adapting and why do we not see more videos like that. And if people do talk about they're not adapting, they talk about it for this long. So for me, my whole videos are talking about keto not adapting this long, and then talking about adapting this long in the time, because you guys need to understand what you're doing wrong so you cannot hurt your body or create more metabolic damage or inflexibility. So this camp over here, in layman's terms, goes and does keto, doesn't really understand how much fat, the type of fat, the timing of the fat, and what kind of fat. So you're eating coconut oil, and you're eating everything that's not like red meat, because you've been told that red meat's bad for you. I don't know how many people I've heard say, I don't eat red meat. I'm like, so you do chicken, which is way more bad for you than freaking beef, right? And I don't mean people who've got issues with uric acid and purines. I'm not talking about those types, okay? I'm not talking about those types whatsoever, high amounts of methionine. I'm not talking about these people. I'm talking about people who have freaking the oxalobacter bacteria that can help break down these sort of properties, like the things that are in spinach, like oxalates, so you cannot frack yourself up. But with that said, I'm not talking about people with gout. Y'all are eating all this chicken and thinking it's so healthy for you, but we didn't hunt chicken. So I was talking to one woman who had low iron. I said, eat chicken liver. It's very high in iron. She's like, ew. I was like, I'm sorry, your hair's falling out. What are you saying ew about? Like, this behooves me. How people can be so sick, and instead of learning what they need, they would rather just go to the plastic surgeon and alter their body because they're too lazy to do the work. I don't understand. Anyway, I digress. So we've got this camp and this camp. So this camp needs to be very careful, right? This camp over here is all the autoimmunity that affects blood sugar, right? Adrenal insufficiency, low cortisol, Addison's disease, hypothyroid, hyper, Hashis, PCOS, insulin resistance, the diabetes 1 and 2, and people who've got hypoglycemia in this camp. So here are these camps over here. These people cannot regulate their blood sugar very well. So, and the insomniacs and the sleep apnea people, because they're just freaking wrecked from being exhausted and not being able to repair overnight. So a lot of these people must time out their fats throughout the day, because if you guys haven't noticed, one woman said, I've been doing keto this long and I still have low energy. So then you go, okay, maybe I need to time out my food better, because no one likes to do that because it's a pain in the butt, right? To pre-make your food and prep it and take it with you to work and always have food on hand. So bing, 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 when the timer goes off, you're ready to eat again. Now doing this will help stabilize your blood sugar. And the thing that's meticulous about it is you've got to find out what you're sensitive to. If you're sensitive to, Steph, mind the time, if you're sensitive to certain types of fats, like butter, and then you can't pound that down, it's not going to stabilize your blood sugar. So then you've got to find out what type of sensitivities you have as well. And that, y'all, is a problem. Because nobody wants to take the time to isolate foods that might plummet. And believe this, foods that you're sensitive to, right, that you have a histamine response to, will make your blood sugar spike and drop. Whoa! Thank you, RTY Pepe. Thank you for the tenor, who writes, please listen to this woman. She got me off this nasty caffeine and cheese that was ruining my gut. Now I'm healing and feeling great. Yes, RTY Pepe. Thank you. You guys are like being so nice today. Thank you. I feel so bad because I got to rush and do a bunch of stuff. I'm going to be all busy the next 3 days. I'm going to be doing some really cool stuff that is going to change my life. So I may not be live streaming for the next couple days, but I'll put up some antiquated videos in between, because I want to be doing some cool things that's going to change my life forever. Okay, I'm anemic due to fibroids, heavy periods. I love to eat liver, iron-rich foods, but still am anemic. So Dina is so anemic, that means that with her fibroids, she's probably either having a very long bleeding cycle, or a just constantly bleeding through the middle of her cycle. And these people with fibroids, whoo, fibroids, not good. Okay, these women become very anemic, and nails brittle, hair breaking off. So, that's a tough one. I don't know anything about your fibroids. I don't know how many, the size. I don't know if you're trying to shrink them naturally, which fibroids, sometimes you just can't shrink them. There's this kind of idea that women with darker skin need to have more vitamin D and that's why they think that people with black women or women with dark skin tend to develop fibroids more often. But if you are constantly bleeding, yeah, you need to get the fibroid situation fixed, or else you're probably going to be chronically anemic, which sucks. Okay, let's see. Coffee works the gut. Yes, it does. So no decaf. Okay, so we got this camp over here, and so we got to, first of all, speaking of decaf, please get off the coffee, cheese, nuts, and even start to consider the salicylates, oxalates, goitrogens, nightshades, lectins, seeds, nuts. Get rid of them! Before, when I used to talk this way, y'all thought I was crazy. Y'all thought I was cray-cray, like, 6 years ago, when you guys doesn't know what she's talking about. Now all these people with autoimmunity, and all these people with gut issues are starting to go, maybe she's right. People who start to do the carnivore diet are like, maybe Stephanie was right. Because if you guys do not change the quality of your food and you have autoimmunity, you're not going to adapt very well. And you're going to develop second and third issues, like if you didn't have hypoglycemia, you develop it more. If you didn't have symptoms of thyroid, it comes out more. So you got to be very, 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 very careful. A lot of you guys who do keto, you stick to like 3 different foods, mono foods, and if you have any sensitivity to it, and you're just constantly eating the same foods every day, you make the gut inflamed even more. And I'm not even joking about that. So you guys got to be very, very, very careful with the type of foods that you're eating on this freaking diet. Why aren't you? Who is going out there and frying in a pan cream cheese? Well, I saw it on this website and that website, and trust me, I want to name them. But I don't want to do that ultimately. My irritation wants to just call them out. Okay? You can't do freaking bouillon cubes with MSG. You can't do cheese. You can't do goat's cheese. You can't just do a bunch of cream. You can't drink coffee. Like, y'all are just putting anything in your mouth, full on food porn addiction, and then the health starts going down. And I really wish I could show you the email that I got today, which is what I get almost 3 times a week now. Why is my hair falling out on keto? That's what I should have labeled this video. So you got this camp. This camp must get up, eat within 30 minutes, have a mid-morning snack, and I'm talking about day shift workers. Then I'm talking about lunch between 12 and 1. Don't like eat your breakfast at 10 because you woke up at 9 because your sleep sucked, and then you have breakfast 10 or 11, and then you have your lunch at 3. You guys must fix your life. You must eat every couple of hours, and animal fat is preferred. Don't freaking try to guzzle coconut oil or MCT oil to keto adapt, because you won't adapt on those oils, period. Especially MCT oil, which is super processed. No, this whole MCT oil thing where I constantly get companies, come support my MCT oil product. I'm like, no, stop emailing me. So animal fat, you guys, high quality pastured animal fat, and that's where you got to be at, because people who are like, and even as a vegetarian, eating a bunch of butter and only butter or ghee can be problematic down the road, because you've got to diversify your animal fats. Yes, the body doesn't like to be slammed constantly with things that have whey and casein in it that have been, and you guys don't have the availability to A2 raw butter, which it would be the best. I don't know why you guys know avocado oil is like fine here and there on a salad, but now I don't even like salads. I can't promote salads. I run into too many people who've got gut issues. So I'm now telling people, don't eat salads. So there got to be some changes on my meal plans. Trust. Everything's changing in the last couple weeks. You can have monounsaturated fats. That's fats from olive oil, Olive oil, olives, avocados, avocado oil, and yeah, I don't really like to push macadamia nuts anymore, and they're also monounsaturated fats. I push animal fat, the fat that everybody's afraid of, the fat that people think that can clog your arteries, which it doesn't. People don't understand that in fats, you have the fat soluble vitamins and omegas and conjugate linoleic acid and arachidonic acid, all these things to help heal, fix, repair, and give love to the body, your brain, the lining of your lungs, the cells, your reproductive system, like on and on and on and on and on and on. So you have to eat every couple of hours, and then you would have to do a mid-afternoon snack. And it could be, the snacks could be a fatty tea, right? Fatty tea, because winter's coming. It can be broth, bone broth. If you guys have a glutamate problem, you can do a meat broth, right? Because a lot of you guys are sensitive to the glutamate that's in bone marrow and you don't know it. So then we have that camp, and these are real histamine people that can do a meat broth and put some fat in it, put it in a thermos, and take it to work with you. Now, for those who, and then you would eat before 6 o'clock, your last meal, because around 2 and 4, you have this melatonin cortisol shift, and cortisol wants to drop and melatonin wants to rise. Your body wants to start hibernating, but here you are not eating yet. You go and eat your food, and all you fasters go, I eat one big meal at night, and the digestive tract's like, I can't use all this protein. This individual just slammed down. I did an intermittent fasting woman who was doing 8 ounces of protein in 2 sittings. I was like, you a small woman. You are not using all that protein. And your poor little kidneys are like, I can't get these molecules through the kidneys. Because you're doing this every day. So, hypoglycemics have to eat breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and sorry, some of you might have to do a ground fatty meat, like pork belly is really good. And I don't care about y'all who don't eat pork. It's just an example. And have that just 2 tablespoons an hour before bed so you don't overload the digestive tract with animal fat so you don't become hypoglycemic in the middle of the night. Because a lot of you guys, do I want you guys to have one more snack post dinner? Oh, heck no. But you true hardcore hypoglycemics, or the people that wake up so many times during the night, I don't mean sleep apnea people. This is what you might have to do to stabilize your blood sugar. Because what happens is you're asleep, your blood sugar dips too low, your body goes boom, cortisol's released, adrenaline's released, cortisol's released, your blood sugar smacks up, and then you wake up and you don't know. You think it was because you had to pee, but it wasn't. It was because your blood sugar was unstable while you were asleep. And now your cortisol is super high and you can't go back to sleep. Y'all, you know you people that wake up at 3 and 4 and you can't go back to sleep. Y'all need to check your blood sugar throughout the day. That's that camp. And that includes the PCOS, the Hashis, the hypothyroidism, people with insomnia, people with insulin resistance, people with hypoglycemia, like all them people over there. And you've got people like me who protected my adrenals my whole life. Well, I'm lying. I did have a crash zone when I first did keto. So if I was crashing the first year I did keto in the afternoon, then my blood sugar was unstable prior. And that probably was due to eating, I thought I ate good before I ever did keto, but I was still eating like whole grain sandwiches and like rice crackers and things like that would crash me in the afternoon. But with that said, the camp over here who's got more metabolic strength, they don't have to eat every freaking couple of hours, but you still must get 200 grams of fat or more. So how you would do that is melt it on your food, or like I do, because I don't like melted butter or melted things. I like it just thick and solid, and I plop it on the food, and I dip it in the food, and I dip it in my mouth, and I can't wait for the next thing of fat with my food. It's so delicious. It's not dry. Any proteins that you cook, because of course when you cook protein, you cook out the water, you cook out the enzymes, and you cook the enzymes in the meat, and you cook out the water, And that stuff tends to bind up in your colon for those who've got issues with eliminating. But that camp over here can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner without snacks in between. And there's a lot of people who can do that without crashing. They feel fine, they develop viable ketones, the blood sugar's stable, and they're just doing all the practices, their diaphragmatic breathing, they're getting the stress down, they're like using candles at night. These are the ones that use dimmers, the ones that go to bed early. That camp there, those ones eventually can take out their lunch. Then you have 2 meals a day. But your fasting window is completely different than what we've traditionally heard, which is fast all night and keep fasting and then go to your job and then go do fasted cardio and destroy your freaking adrenals and irritate the thyroid and develop things like Raynaud's disorder where your fingers start turning numb, which is another symptom. Oh, thank you. What is it? A Prime, who says 1966. Thank you for all the good information. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you guys hanging in here with me. I'm trying to keep this stream shorter than I normally do. I'm sweating to death because for some reason it's really hot in California today. Grace, was it? Did I say your name? Paige Drage? I don't know how to say your last name. I thought I couldn't sleep because of too much ketones in the blood. No, that's ridiculous. No, it's unstable blood sugar, Rhea, 100%. So the best red meat cuts I like is near the ribeye because you're getting all the fat and you're getting the fat soluble vitamins, right? We don't want muscle meat. No. Okay, so the camp over here is much easier to just burn through. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. But then you have to mind how much protein, and you guys know I'm really, really skittish about the carbohydrates right now because I will go more into videos about the seeds. Seeds and nuts are babies, right? Babies don't like to be eaten, and that is the reason why when I watched this thing about this woman's daughter who ate sesame, right? She had a sandwich and she didn't know, this is not a keto woman. She didn't know that there was sesame in the bread, gets on the flight to go, she's in London, to go to the States and had an anaphylactic shock and died, went into a heart attack and died as she arrived to mainland Europe. Y'all don't know that seeds, right? These things are really gnarly. These are babies. They have the most freaking anti-nutrients in them. And people are like, can I do sunflower seeds? Can I do chia seeds? Can I do flax seeds? Can I do all these things? Some of you can tolerate these anti-nutrients in plants more, and some just can't. And a lot of people don't know if they can or not. So they keep eating them and they go, I'm fine. But they walk around gassy and bloated and don't even know that they're gassy and bloated. I'm sliding, spitting, sorry. So sorry. Okay, we got 124 people in the house and only 51 likes. For real though, I'm standing here in the heat. I gotta go soon. I got a lot of stuff to do because I'm preparing for the next days of pure amazingness. I wanted to do a quick stream. Like up the stream, guys. Show some love. And that also attracts more people to this freaking channel that is very humble and has not hit the big, huge numbers because I don't sit and tell you stuff that you want to hear. I tell you to cut out the nuts. Like up the stream. Like it up. Like up the stream. Like. I shouldn't have to say like up the stream. Darn it. Oh, thank you guys for liking the stream. Yeah, I don't like salads anymore, RC, because, if you go back on my videos, I'll say be careful for the salicylates, oxalates, scorchogens, nightshades, and I'll say that, and I'm kind of always get a little about salads. I even have salads on one of my plans. I'm going to take it out. Because you guys are inflamed, you can't sleep, like all these things, and you don't know why. So I was thinking about this girl on the flight from London. I was like, if she just did the carnivore diet, because her parents were like, this girl died. So the parents were talking for the daughter, and they were like, we always had to watch everything she was eating, and we always had to do this, and we always had to do that, and we always had to keep an EpiPen. I'm like, if you just didn't eat plant source food, you wouldn't have any problem. But they didn't know. And so now I'm learning about how, so many of you guys, I talk to problems, autoimmunity, inflammation. I'm looking at these young guys in the gym with bad skin, and one guy, like this guy, 25 years old, everything he does, he's shaking like this. I'm like, dude, your nervous system is so overtaxed. No, I'm fine. I'm like, you're not fine. What's wrong with you? Or I got one friend. I'm talking to him. He's like, I gotta go. I'm like, where you gotta go? He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I was like, dude, you need to stop eating candy, bruh. Like, you got leaky gut times a million. You got IBS because if you cannot hold in a poop at the gym and you gotta run, like run, something. This is a dude. It's almost like he's on his menstrual cycle and you're bleeding through the pad. No, this is a dude who's got loose stool. Squirts, the Hershey's. So, you guys, as you can see, like standing this far, you can ask all you want. I cannot see the individual comments until I get closer and sit down, which I'm going to do right now. So that's what I wanted to do. Just a quick going over the two camps. The people who are metabolically strong, someone like myself, can literally not, like, I still go over 200 grams of fat. People are like, when, that should be my next video. When do you drop the fat? And I'm like, why do you want to? It tastes so darn good. I don't overburden my digestive tract with a bunch of vegetables, and I still eat vegetables because I believe in omnivorism. I still eat vegetables. I just don't eat like buckets of it. Now this whole concept of fiber is completely changing in my mind. Some of you can't deal with the insoluble, nor the soluble fiber. If you had perfect gut biome bacteria balance, you wouldn't need a drop of fiber to poop. And then the problem is like choosing through the less of the two evil. Well, if I take fiber, then I can grow more prebiotic bacteria, and then also I can poop better. Not always. Some of y'all eat fiber. You know the ones I'm talking about. Y'all eat fiber, still constipated, still have freaking what's it called? Varicose veins coming out your bum. Especially those who keep loading up with fiber and it just bulks up and it doesn't come out. You guys have to deconstruct and relearn so you don't overload the body. A lot of you people develop constipation on keto. Why is that? Well, some of you lose water too quickly. Some of you are developing low potassium, magnesium, right? So I've been learning a lot more about potassium storages. Some are, and they're in cells, right? And in your blood. And then they're in some of the potassium is stored in the bones. Some of you guys do keto. It's like no matter what you do, you cannot get rid of the heart palpitations. So these are going to be like my future talks about why people are having heart palpitations. And yes, low potassium, digressing a little bit, but low potassium can lead to muscle cramps, but it's also with magnesium depletion. You guys aren't taking magnesium enough or getting enough magnesium in your diet. So I'm going to sit down and answer your questions, and I'm going to bounce. And it's really hard to answer questions knowing there's 118 people here and not even 100 likes. Can we get the likes up, guys? Yes, I think that you hit the like button in the right window. My mod isn't here, and it collapses, and then you reopen it or something like that. All right, let's see some of the questions you guys have been asking as I sweat to death in this hot apartment. Okay, you feel back kits. What? Back sucks. Started CV, and because do not want prescription. Okay, that's fine. But I don't know. Can you ask again, Jalal, with more information? I'm kind of confused. I get diarrhea myself instantly when I eat certain veggies. Yep, there you go, Dina. Tell him, girl. It's the way it is. Plants have anti-nutrients, and we're eating the plants out of season, right? I don't know why this is so hard to understand. We're eating plants out of season that have been genetically altered by man's little fingers, dirty little fingers. And then you get an overload of eating these things out of season and eating it all the time. I'm going to eat a big salad. And then your gut's fracked up and you're farting, you don't feel well, and your blood sugar becomes unstable and you don't know why. How do you start? Too long of a subject for someone who's trying to get off soon. What tea should I drink instead of coffee? Herbal teas, preferably loose leaf. Even though I'm skittish on the vegetables. Okay, should I not force my kids? Isn't that weird? Kids hate vegetables, and then we force them to eat them. I was the same when I was a kid. I would have a napkin. My mother was like, "You have to have napkins," which I know is a waste now. And I would spit it into the napkin because you can fold it up, and I would tear a piece off. And I'd flip it so it still looked like an unused napkin, and I'd stick it, and I would just put it to the side. Because my mother was always like, you're going to eat all the food on the plate. So this day, I still do that. I eat everything on my plate. And then we had a dog, so I would also just feed it to the dog under the table. I'd be like, because I didn't like vegetables as a child. And I was always so ashamed that I didn't like them. And then I started forcing myself to eat it, and then I started liking it. But Dina, that's a whole subject. I don't think that kids should just completely not eat vegetables if they don't have any type of histamine issue, but I would rethink how much you force them to eat it if they're having an aversion to it, or the amount daily. I work night shift, insomniac. Any suggestions on how I should manage my meal plan? Get up, eat within 30 minutes. Yeah, you have to learn how to diaphragmatic breathe when you first get up because your body's stressed out. Your circadian rhythm is so off. I would take bone broth, so I wouldn't be eating if you're a third shift night worker. I would not, or bone broth or a meat broth with fat, a lot of fat in it, as to not eat so late at night because the body really does want to hibernate, even though you're used to flipping the schedule. It still wants to hibernate, and then it's really difficult for your body to digest a full dinner at 12 a.m. So I would switch to like a broth to sip on slowly through the night before you go home, and don't eat a big breakfast and then go to bed. That would be bad as night shift, third shift. Okay, what do you suggest? Freaking time, I gotta look at the time. Okay, what do you suggest for anxiety and panic disorder, which affects the morning blood sugar 98 to 110 exactly? So probably, Becky, you've got some type of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and I'm just guessing, but often a imbalance of gut bacteria will create anxiety because of that little darn vagus nerve that is connected to the hypothalamus, pituitary, and to the friggin' adrenals. And so I would really try to heal the gut. I would learn how to diaphragmatic breathe. I'd probably learn how to do some Tai Chi, anything that will relax your central nervous system, not exposed to a lot of lights. When you, in the evening, don't start doing like the dishes and like jumping jacks and working out at night if you have any anxiety panic disorder, because it'll raise your cortisol so high that when you try to sleep, cortisol is too high. And then if you can't ever get into deep sleep and REM sleep, you develop really bad anxiety because the body never gets a chance to rest enough to repair. Diabetic recommendations. I don't know if you're type 1 or type 2. Please. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I just got a text. What can you do about or for keto rash? Keto rash is probably from a candida die-off, so you want to. I just wish I knew more details. Like, okay, you have candida die-off. Okay, yeah, you can use concentrated lauric acid, which is called monolaurin, commercial brand lauricidin. That helps. But you also have to get your stress down because candida loves to grow when you're upset. You're driving in traffic, your body gets hot. Those spores. So it's not just, oh, take some oregano oil, or do some pulling, or take some lauricidin, or these weird teas, or these weird, what is it, clay, and friggin' people like to use, what is it, they like to use charcoal for the die-off. I've never done it for die-off, so I don't know if it works, so I'm kind of hesitant on saying use charcoal for candida rashes. I can't lower my blood sugar under 100. Whew, that's bad. That's not good, Becky. That's a lot of gluconeogenesis. That's a lot of your body eating itself. Because when you're not eating carbs, how's your blood sugar getting that high? My blood sugar didn't even rise that high when I ate carbs, so that means that something's going wrong. And I don't know more about you. You guys have a keto course. It's on on a Facebook page, but you have to sign up through my website. It's $15 a month. You can do 1 month or 20 months. That's a place where you can kind of get more accessibility to me and more answers to things and more knowledge. And then I do split screen mini consultations every Sunday on that page for people who just want to talk to me. Without having to pay like a full price for a full consultation. But some of these questions are hard to ask because they're just like one line. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. Oh, and on my stories, I've gotten kind of like, I don't have time to post pictures on my wall or videos all the time. I've got a video in my phone I'm trying to edit to show you how I started making high meat for bacterial beneficial reasons. Yes, Stephanie Ketogenic, all one word, no dot in between. Yeah, and I haven't uploaded it yet, and I keep telling people I'm going to go more into nuts and seeds and plants on my IGTV, but on my story every day, information. I'm like crushing the information every day on my story. So go to it's to Stephanie Ketogenic, and I really like that about Instagram. It's like these streams take so much out of me. They take so much time. We got 125 people and only 85 likes. There are some people in there who are, voyeurs, who are feeling on the fence to like it up. But if you guys like up the stream, then of course that shows people out there that I'm saying something of some value, and it also draws traffic to the YouTube channel I have. Will cheese from pizza without the crust kick you out of ketosis? Yeah, of course. Cheese is garbage, Nicole. You're eating cheese from freaking A1 cows who've been injected with hormones, who are sick and antibiotics, who are eating corn. They're slaughtered before they come to full maturity, and then you're eating that with a ton of casein. Like, it's just like, why don't we just develop cancer now? Why don't we develop autoimmunity now? Like, don't touch that cheese. It's really bad for you. Okay, I work out in the morning. I get hungry all day, and it's hard for me to lose weight. Dina, these things are like sort of out of context. If I work out in the evening, I lose weight, but my sleep is poor. Lose weight. So, Dina, do you lose fat? Do you lose muscle? I don't know this whole I'm losing weight thing. Like, go use it. Go to do a DEXA scan. Work out in the evenings for a week, like a couple weeks, and see if you're actually losing muscle doing that. The gluconeogenesis, the breakdown of amino acids in all parts of proteins of your body. Does menopause affect keto? It can. If you like, okay, you guys, I'm 51. I still have my menstrual cycle, clearly because my muscles are blah blah blah, and lean and all this kind of stuff. But if I were to go through menopause relatively soon in my 50s, I have to protect my adrenal glands because they're going to, even if I go through menopause, it doesn't matter. As long as my adrenals are functioning, they're going to pump out these hormones, these reproductive hormones, and keep me still with my skin, having some dexterity, having muscle. My lean body mass, maybe not as spot on as it is now, but it will be pretty darn good postmenopause. So yes, of course you can do postmenopause. Okay, I am type 2 diabetic. Sugar is never below 100 for 3 weeks. How can I get into ketosis, blood sugar, or blood ketones? Okay, it doesn't matter what your ketones are at this point. They're kind of low, but you always have to test fast in the morning. You can't test them in the later. It's just what you ate. But Helen, it's a long subject. A lot of people that I've coached over the years who are insulin resistant or full-on type 2s have no symptoms. They have no symptoms, but there's a lot you got to do, and I'm trying to get off this. I got like 3 more minutes, and I got to bounce. Thank you, Stacy, for liking the stream. Can't work out. Wait, drops my sugar too low. Working on. Do some tai chi, shala. See that muscles are flexed. They're still moving, right? I don't know tai chi, but do some tai chi and learn how to breathe. Let me see. Cut out all the veggies from my diet. Gonna try this for a month. I would, if you feel like you've got bloat, tired, gas, like mucus, like there's a ton of symptoms if you've got histamine reactions to plants or the anti-nutrients. So cutting out, I would start for a week, just start for a week and then go each week. Don't just go, I'm going to do 4 weeks, start with a week and go each week if you feel okay. Chicken can cause candida. So who told you that? That's not true. Chicken does not cause candida. Even the white doesn't cause candida. Chicken does not cause candida. I don't know. That's not true, Jay. Sorry. Who told you that? That's much baloney. No. I used to have a candida overload and I ate tons of chicken with no, increasing of the candida spores, the albicans, at all. And nor have I ever heard anybody have a problem eating chicken. So whatever you read, that's a bunch of baloney. Okay, should I exercise to help with loose skin? It's not about loose skin. You need to, Becky, you need to strengthen your immune function and your sleep so you can repair that skin more than anything. Thank you. What is it? Let's see, Marty and the 3 J's. Okay, thank you. Fed some of this farm fed, then it could be corn fed. That I don't know. If it's a healthy pastured animal, it's not going to raise your candida. Any protein is not going to do that. That's a bunch of baloney. Unless you're eating tons of it. And if you eat tons of overcooked meat, it can spike your glucose, which can spike the candida. How do you get rid of bloating? Get rid of vegetables. Don't overcook your meat. That'll get rid of your bloating. Or you can isolate and experiment to see which vegetables are bloating you the most, because it's the vegetables, it's the anti-nutrients in the plants. It's most likely not the meat unless you overcook it or eat poor quality meat. Don't fast, because fasting will destroy you, especially as a woman. Like, do not fast. Do not fast. Do not fast. Don't fast. Is it okay to use almond coconut? No, those are seeds, and seeds are baby plants, and baby plants destroy your body. Run. Do not eat those for pleasure. Was it coconut hemp flowers? No. I keep going back and forth. One minute I'm like, yeah, eat it. And the next minute, it's definitely almonds. So almonds, first of all, have too many carbs. They have too much mycotoxins, like the mold. Hemp hearts don't, but it's still seeds. I'm not confident on it. Onion, only leek or really spring onions, and you can only eat the green part of the spring. You can't eat normal bulb onions. Okay, guys, it's time for me to go. Believe it or not, I've literally got a ton of stuff, and then I gotta go to bed, and I gotta wake up really, really early, and then the next couple days is going to be a change for the rest of my life that I'll share with you very soon. How to fix my metabolism when I'm obese after tons of extended fasting. Ooh, thank you for get rid of the healthy weight. That's a long subject. Join my course page. I hate to be one of those people, but at this point when I'm trying to get off, honey, join the course page. The keto course page through my site, which is stephanieperson.com. How many meals do you recommend if you're insulin resistant? Probably 5 or 6, but it's not like meals. You're doing like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you're fat loading in between to stabilize your blood sugar, which is explained in the video, the beginning of this live stream. So watch the replay. I'm starting to stammer trying to get off. We got Du bist Deutsch. Du bist Deutsch. Komtek wie, ich can read this, wie gel du mich machen make kannst, can. I hope you're not saying something bad. Dich an wie geil oder what is it? Was ist dich? Child, if it was Swedish, I could read it, but it's not Swedish. It's German. It's not my lane. Do you still story time? Of course I story time. I just don't have time today, Kishel. I'm running out of time. I will next stream. I promise. Could it be that I have no gallbladder? That you're what? I can't remember, Helen. If you said something like comments ago, I don't even remember. Especially I'm trying to get off. I can't lower under 100. It's not the gallbladder. It's you could be malabsorptive, and you could have stress. You're probably sleeping bad. You're probably breathing bad. I don't know. There's too many factors, and I don't know who you are, unfortunately. And I am not from Canada. I am full-on Cali girl, born in LA, lived down the street from the Watts Tower. That's what's up. Okay? There's 130. Can we get y'all 30 people? Can we get some likes up? Can we just get 3 more to get us over 100? Can we get it up? It's 2 or 3 days. Thank you, Gary. And I'm still writing this book. Boy, has this book evolved. I'm so glad I didn't turn it in when I was supposed to, because now the book is next level, y'all. This keto book, I'm so proud of it now. Before I was like, I keep learning stuff and I'm like nervous. I'm like, now I'm like, let's do this, the dang thing. Thank you, Nature's Addiction. You have my likes anyway. Aw, thank you. Keishel says like up the stream. And Helen says, take care. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Helen. And Dina says, thanks for all the great info. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who donated to the Super Chat today as well. And Nature's Addiction says, the boss of keto. I try. But you know what? My ass is 51. Okay, so I get a pass for whatever ridiculousness that I might portray on camera. I am still never used to talking on camera, especially live. It's not that I can't do it. It's just freaking bizarre. I really want to go in story time. I just keep tripping on people. I feel like people are more disconnected from each other than I've ever seen in my 51 freaking years. Should you wait until after you reach your goal, wait to start intermittent fasting? No, Joy, you should try to keto adapt. That is the point. It's not a point to adapt. Intermittent fasting isn't what drops your weight, you guys. It's your insulin and your estrogen and your leptin, you guys. Y'all need to figure out what those things are. What's your insulin? What's your what's your A1C? What's your fasted glucose? What are your ketones? 51, that's awesome, you rock. Thank you. Yeah, I'm 51. So like, Steph, I've been doing keto for 3 months. It's disappearing. Okay, sorry, I can't. I'm trying to go. The foods you miss, chocolate. I don't miss any food. I don't miss anything. And plus, you can have cacao butter. That's white chocolate. Even though it is a lectin, it's white chocolate, it doesn't have any mycotoxins and no caffeine. So no, I get chocolate all the time if I want to, but I just don't eat it. Hey, first time listening. Nice, Linda. I'm not hungry. Is it fine to fast? No. No. You need to know how, what is it? Hello? Do you have hypothyroid? No, I don't. I've protected my body too much over the years. No hypothyroidism here. Knock on some wood. Okay, guys. Whew, yay, we got the likes over 100. Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rick James. Sometimes I think about some of the ridiculousness I do on my streams, but it is who I am. And the story time is a lot of who I am. And I just want to remind you guys, I am 51. So when I see what's happening today, I'm sort of like, I don't even know what to think anymore. I think people are losing their freaking minds. Like, people don't know who they are or how to be or how to exist in this world. I live in LA, so you see so many people pressured to be thin. That's why so many people are obsessed with intermittent fasting. It's not very often you hear people with an A1C of 7.0 and, blood sugar of 250 that are like, I need to fast to lower my insulin. No, these people want to lose weight. They don't factor in their metabolic flexibility prior. Any advice you can give for who have hypothyroidism? Yeah, it is in the beginning of the video. It's all of, I talked about hypothyroidism in the beginning. And be careful for the nightshades, be careful for the vegetables, and get some sleep, and diaphragmatic breathe, and get your butt to bed early. And do not go under 200 grams of fat. That's like the quick one, which is nonsensical because I'm not explaining why I said all those things. Keto is not a diet, it's a state of the body. And that's very true, Jared. It's like, keto it's just very interesting. And sometimes I don't think in terms of keto. I think in terms of your metabolic, where you are metabolically, and your lifestyle, who you are as an individual, and how food that you eat incorporates those two concepts together. Who you are, how you live your life, and how food plays a role. Because food is just fuel. It's not entertainment. It's just fuel. It's just to keep us alive and going. So that's why who you are is so important, right? Because the mind is the part of designing the body. So if you don't like the body, you got to think about what's going on up there. All right, guys, thank you so much. Be looking out for my next live stream. I will be uploading some antiquated videos, which I haven't done in a while because I just don't have time to do some live streaming in the next week. But I will be back. We'll be back. And it's a beautiful freaking sunset. And it's hot as frack. Thank you, everyone. Look at the sunset as I leave this stream. Look how nice it is. So fabulous outside. So wonderful. Wait. Let's see here. Can you see? There, see the sky? It's so pretty. That's the actual look of it. Yeah. Okay. See you later. Trevor. Thanks, guys. Is weightlifting better than cardio? Beyond measure. Weightlifting makes you skinny, and cardio creates stress on your adrenals, and weightlifting does what? Boom. It's a long story. Protect your adrenals. Thank you, Extreme, or hey, Extreme. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, everyone. See you later, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thanks for getting likes over 100. And I will I'm just trying to fix my life so I can get things organized so I can actually hear some of your guys' suggestions on what type of video content you would like to see. So if you want to drop that into the comments below the video and tell me what you guys would like to see, I will try to organize it. Thank you guys for joining this stream, and I'm out. Yes, and get some vitamin D3 because y'all need it. And you have to combine the D3 with the D in the diet. One can't go without the other, honey. That's why y'all are D deficient. Make sure you eat some vitamin D and fat soluble vitamins and get some sun at the same time, because I've got a nice little tan going on. People don't think that black people tan. I am tan. All right, guys. Thank you. Don't forget to get the D. Very, very important. I need to stop sweating because I'm glistening. Okay, very helpful stuff. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. My Joy and Lacey, thank you. Bye. See you on the page, Lacey. Bye. And I'm out.